Hello there, and welcome to our channel on sustainable urban gardening for viewers across Europe. What if I told you that some of the healthiest, longest living people on Earth are not relying on supplements or trendy diets, but instead eating plants that have been part of Japanese culture for over 1,000 years? These plants are being linked by scientists to supporting slower aging, sharper minds, and lower rates of heart disease and cancer in various studies. The nice thing is, you can grow many of them in your own urban garden or balcony, or find them at your local Asian market today. Most people do not know this, but while we are all looking for the next new superfood from some far-off place, Japan has been quietly developing ways of eating for longevity for centuries. And today, I am going to talk you through 20 Japanese plants that you can grow yourself in a sustainable way here in Europe. If you are new here, welcome. We post new videos every week exploring useful plants for your European urban space. So do subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Stick around because number 14 on this list is thought to be one of the key reasons Okinawans live past 100. And number 20 is one of the most studied for potential benefits, and you can grow it in a pot on your patio. So, let us get into it with these 20 Japanese plants ranked from quite useful to particularly noteworthy. Plant 1 is Shiso, the ancient leaf that offers some helpful properties. Let us start with a plant that most in the West have not heard of, but every Japanese family knows well. Shiso, also called Perilla leaf, is one of the most popular herbs in Japanese cuisine. You will find it wrapped around sushi, tucked into salads, and floated in soups. But Shiso is not just a garnish, as it contains rosmarinic acid, one of the natural compounds studied for anti-inflammatory effects. Clinical research shows it can help suppress allergic responses, reduce oxidative stress, and protect cells from damage that affects aging. Studies and journals have shown Perilla extracts have antioxidant, anti-allergic, and anti-inflammatory properties. What makes Shiso special for us in Europe is that it grows easily like a weed in our conditions. You can plant it in your garden or in a pot on the balcony, and it will self-seed year after year, giving you a steady supply of this herb. The Japanese have been eating it daily for centuries, and modern science is catching up to their traditional knowledge. It is a practical herb that can be part of your daily garden in a sustainable way. And it is just waiting for you to add it to your urban plot. Plant 2 is Daikon, the radish that can aid digestion. Daikon is common in Japan, where it is grated, pickled, simmered in soups, or served raw. This giant white radish is a staple that many in the West might overlook in the grocery store. It is loaded with digestive enzymes, particularly diastase and amylase, that help break down food more efficiently. It is also rich in vitamin C, potassium, and compounds called isothiocyanates that research links to reduced inflammation. In traditional Japanese practices, daikon is seen as essential for digestive health and detoxification. Modern studies support this by showing that cruciferous vegetables like daikon can aid liver function and toxin elimination. For sustainable urban gardening in Europe, daikon is easy to grow in containers or allotments, as it does well in our climate. It stores well, and one plant can produce a substantial root weighing several pounds. Daikon may have been overlooked because it does not look particularly exciting, but it is eaten nearly every day by people with long, healthy lives. That is something to consider for your own garden planning. Plant 3 is edamame, the snack that provides good protein and more. You probably know edamame from the menu at sushi restaurants, but young soybeans are a cornerstone of the Japanese diet, associated with low rates of heart disease. They are packed with complete protein, fiber, and isoflavones that research suggests support bone density, cardiovascular health, and hormonal balance. Studies indicate that regular soy isoflavone intake is linked to reduced risk of some age-related conditions. Japanese women who eat soy daily tend to have lower rates of menopausal symptoms than in Western populations. And for your garden, edamame is remarkably easy to grow, even in small urban spaces, and it fixes nitrogen in the soil, making it better for your other plants too. It is a crop that feeds you and improves your garden at the same time, which is perfect for sustainable practices in European cities. Plant 4 is Gobo, the root known as the longevity supporter. Gobo, or burdock root, is one of those foods that looks unappealing but has been used in Japanese cooking for centuries. This long, dark, woody root is a fixture in dishes like kinpura gobo, and it is revered for its ability to support health. Arctium lapa is rich in inulin, a prebiotic fiber that feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut. Modern research links gut health to immune function, skin condition, and cognitive health. Burdock root also contains antioxidants like quercetin and luteolin that protect cells from oxidative damage. Traditional Japanese herbalists saw gobo as a blood purifier, which modern science relates to liver support and detoxification. It is a biennial plant that is straightforward to grow, though it needs deep, loose soil for those long roots. For urban gardeners in Europe, you can use deep pots or raised beds with loose soil to accommodate the roots, and it does fine in our temperate weather. Gobo is the unglamorous root vegetable that can contribute to health over many years, and few outside Japan are using it yet. Plant 5 is Myoga, Japan's secret ginger. Most people know ginger, but few know Myoga ginger, Japanese cousin. Zingiber myoga produces fragrant flower buds used as a garnish and condiment throughout Japan. Prized for their crisp texture and unique, mildly spicy flavor, research on Myoga shows it contains compounds with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties similar to regular ginger, but with its own profile. It grows beautifully in shade, which makes it perfect for those tricky spots in your urban garden where nothing else thrives. It is a perennial that comes back year after year with almost no maintenance, which is ideal for low-effort, sustainable gardening. Myoga is the plant that shows the best options are not always the headline ones. Sometimes they are the quiet ones, growing in the shade of your balcony or allotment. Plant 6 is Miso, the fermented paste that supports gut health. Miso is not exactly a plant, but it is made from soybeans, rice, or barley through fermentation that turns them into a powerful food. In Japan, miso soup is consumed almost daily by millions. The fermentation creates probiotics, enzymes, and bioavailable nutrients. Research has linked regular miso consumption to improved gut microbiome diversity, better digestion, and potentially lower risk of some issues. Studies on Japanese populations have found associations between miso soup and lower rates of cardiovascular concerns. What is fascinating is that the soybeans and grains for miso are all things you can grow in your home garden here in Europe. Making your own miso at home is a tradition that can be part of your sustainable lifestyle. It offers a daily dose of gut-supporting nutrition in a simple bowl of soup that you can prepare from your own harvest. Plant 7 is shiitake, the mushroom known for immune support. Shiitake mushrooms have been cultivated in Japan for over 1,000 years, and they were used as both food and medicine. Lentinula edodes contains lentinin, which has been studied for immune-modulating effects. In Japan, lentinin is used in some medical contexts as an adjunct. Beyond immune support, shiitake are rich in B vitamins, selenium, and aritidenine, which studies show helps with cholesterol levels. They are also one of the few natural sources of vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. For homesteading in your European urban space, you can grow shiitake on hardwood logs in your backyard or even in a shaded balcony area. One inoculated log can produce mushrooms for 3 to 5 years with low maintenance. It does not require much sunlight and gives a steady supply of this studied food. Shiitake is the mushroom that has earned its reputation, and you can cultivate it yourself sustainably. Plant 8 is wakame, the sea vegetable that supports thyroid function. Wakame is the seaweed you find in miso soup, and it is one of the most nutrient-dense foods. Undaria pinnatifida is rich in iodine, critical for thyroid function, and fucoxanthin, a carotenoid studied for metabolism effects. Studies have shown that fucoxanthin from wakame has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Japanese coastal populations eating seaweed regularly have lower rates of thyroid disorders and some cancers compared to Western groups. Wakame also provides calcium, magnesium, and folate in bioavailable forms. While you probably cannot grow wakame in your garden, understanding its role in the Japanese diet is essential for a complete picture. It shows how the Japanese approach covers all nutritional bases in a sustainable way. Wakame is the ocean contribution to longevity and has been part of the diet for over 10,000 years. Plant 9 is umeboshi, the pickled plum that can aid digestion. Umeboshi are pickled Japanese plums with a sour and salty flavor. They've been a staple in Japanese cuisine for over 1,000 years, often eaten with rice or as a digestive aid. In traditional practices, they were seen as a remedy for various issues. Modern research finds citric acid that supports energy metabolism, along with polyphenols and antibacterial compounds. Studies have shown ume extracts have antioxidant activity and may support liver function. The alkalizing effect is valued in traditional health practices. Japanese plum trees are beautiful and can be grown in your European yard as ornamentals that also provide fruit for making umeboshi at home. It is a tree that adds beauty in spring and practical value in summer for your sustainable setup. Umeboshi is the pickled plum that has a long history of use for energy, and it still offers that today. Plant 10 is natto, the fermented soybean that supports circulation. Let us be honest, natto is challenging with its strong smell, sticky texture, and flavor that not everyone likes. But natto might be one of the most powerful foods for cardiovascular health. It contains natto kinase, an enzyme that research shows supports healthy blood flow. Clinical studies have investigated its fibrinolytic activity for maintaining circulation. Natto is also rich in vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium to bones and away from arteries. Regions in Japan with high natto consumption show low rates of cardiovascular issues. The soybeans for natto are easy to grow in your home garden, even in urban European settings with warm weather. The fermentation can be done at home with minimal equipment as part of your sustainable food production. Natto is the food that tests your commitment, but those who include it regularly may benefit from strong heart health into later years. Plant 11 is Yuzu, the citrus that offers more than flavor. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus with a complex fragrance that chefs value highly. But yuzu is not just about taste, as it contains 3 times more vitamin C than lemons, along with unique flavonoids and limonoids that researchers study for antioxidant potential. Studies have found that yuzu extracts have mood-enhancing effects, and in Japan, taking a yuzu bath in winter is a centuries-old tradition believed to support circulation. The aromatic compounds in yuzu peel have been shown in studies to reduce stress markers. Yuzu trees are surprisingly cold-hardy for a citrus and can be grown in many temperate climates across Europe. They are slow to fruit, but worth the wait in your urban garden or patio pot with proper winter protection. Plant 12 is Shungiku, the edible chrysanthemum that adds good value to your meals. In the West, chrysanthemums are seen as flowers, but in Japan, they are dinner as well. Shungiku, or edible chrysanthemum greens, are a common vegetable used in hot pots, stir-fries, and salads. Their nutritional profile is remarkable, with plenty of beta-carotene, potassium, and unique flavonoids. Research has explored chrysanthemum compounds for their antioxidant and neuroprotective properties. These greens grow quickly, tolerate cool weather, and can be harvested multiple times from a single planting. That makes them perfect for sustainable urban gardens across Europe, where seasons can be short. Shungiku is the kind of plant that slips under the radar because it is classified as a flower in most Western gardening books. But in Japan, it has been nourishing people for generations in a simple, daily way. Sometimes the most useful plants are the ones we have been looking at in the wrong way, until now. Plant 13 is Kombu, the kelp that brings umami and minerals to your cooking. Kombu, or kelp, is the foundation of dashi, the broth that underlies almost all Japanese cooking. It is also the food that led to the discovery of umami, the 5th taste. But kombu contributions go far beyond flavor, as it is rich in minerals, particularly iodine, iron, calcium, and magnesium. It contains fucoidan, a sulfated polysaccharide that researchers have been investigating for immune-modulating effects. Multiple studies have explored fucoidan biological activities, and the results are generating interest. Okinawa, the region famous for centenarians, has traditionally consumed significant amounts of kombu. While you probably cannot grow kombu in your European garden, understanding its role is essential for the full picture. It shows how the Japanese approach to food covers every nutritional base in a balanced, sustainable way. Kombu is the ocean gift to longevity and has been part of the diet for over 10,000 years. Plant 14 is Satsuma imo, the Okinawan sweet potato linked to healthy living. Here it is, the food I mentioned earlier as one of the key reasons for long life in Okinawa. Satsuma imo, the Japanese sweet potato, is believed to be one of the important foods behind Okinawan longevity. Traditionally, sweet potatoes made up a large part of the diet, and Okinawa has more centenarians per capita than almost anywhere. The purple-fleshed varieties in particular are loaded with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants linked in research to reduced inflammation. Studies on Okinawan populations have found their traditional sweet potato-heavy diet associated with remarkable outcomes. For your sustainable urban garden in Europe, sweet potatoes are one of the easiest, most productive crops you can grow. They thrive in warm weather, store beautifully, and produce abundant harvests even in containers on balconies. Satsuma imo is the crop that may offer dietary support for healthy aging, and you can start growing it this spring. Plant 15 is Adzuki, the little red bean with useful properties for everyday health. Adzuki beans are common in Japanese cuisine, from sweet red bean paste in desserts to savory dishes. These small red beans are rich in polyphenols, particularly pro-anthocyanidins, that have strong antioxidant activity. Studies have shown that Adzuki bean extracts have high antioxidant activity among beans. They are also an excellent source of protein, fiber, folate, and minerals for balanced meals. In Japanese folk medicine, Adzuki beans were used to support kidney and liver health in gentle ways. The beans grow well in home gardens, prefer warm weather, and are harvested and dried like any other bean. That makes them suitable for European summers in urban plots or allotments. Adzuki is the humble bean that shows you do not need exotic, expensive options to support well-being. Plant 16 is Mitsuba, Japan. Three-leaf treasure for shady spots. Mitsuba, or Japanese wild parsley, is a delicate herb used as a garnish in soups, egg dishes, and sashimi. It has a subtle, complex flavor, unlike anything in Western herb gardens, and it has been valued for centuries. Cryptotaenia japonica contains unique, volatile compounds, vitamins, and minerals that add to its appeal. Traditional Japanese herbalism used Mitsuba to support respiratory and digestive health in daily life. The herb is shade-tolerant, perennial in mild climates, and self-seeds readily, which is perfect for low maintenance. It is the perfect herb for a woodland-style garden or shady border on your balcony or allotment. Mitsuba is virtually unknown in Western gardening, which means few are growing it yet. But in Japan, it is as common as parsley is here, and it adds layers of gentle nourishment. Mitsuba is the herb that proves the Japanese approach involves daily support from plants we are still discovering. Plant 17 is wasabi. The real version is different from what you expect in shops. Let me clear something up. That green paste at sushi restaurants is almost never real wasabi. Real wasabi, Wasabia japonica, is one of the more challenging plants to cultivate, which is why it is special. Real wasabi contains isothiocyanates that research has shown have potent anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. Studies have investigated wasabi compounds for their potential to support cellular health and reduce oxidative stress. Growing real wasabi is challenging, as it needs cool, shaded, consistently moist conditions, but for dedicated gardeners, it is possible. The reward is a fresh wasabi root with clean, complex heat, completely unlike the imitation version. Wasabi is the plant that the world thinks it knows, but the real thing is rare and powerful in ways the fake version cannot match. Plant 18 is Goya, the bitter melon, that Okinawans use regularly for their diet. Goya, or bitter melon, is another Okinawan staple, most famously in the dish Goya champuru. It is bitter, but that bitterness is part of what makes it notable in traditional meals. Mamortica tarantia has been studied for effects on blood sugar regulation, with clinical research showing supportive compounds. It is also rich in vitamin C, folate, and phytochemicals with antioxidant properties. In Okinawa, Goya is eaten regularly and seen as part of the traditional diet, supporting longevity. It grows as a vigorous vine in warm climates, producing well through the summer, which suits many parts of Europe. Many gardeners grow it as a living green curtain over windows, providing shade, food, and practical benefits all at once. Goya is the vegetable that challenges taste buds, but offers rewards for the body in a sustainable way. Plant 19 is ashitaba, the leaf of tomorrow, that regenerates quickly in the garden. Ashitaba literally means tomorrow leaf, because when you pick one, a new leaf grows back the next day. That regenerative power is a clue to what this plant does inside the body in supportive ways. Angelica keisuke contains chalcones, particularly one that researchers have studied with interest for cellular processes. A study found that this compound promotes cellular cleanup, the body's natural way of recycling damaged components. This process declines with age, and finding natural ways to support it is a focus of ongoing work. Ashitaba is native to the Hachijo Island of Japan, where it has been consumed for centuries by locals known for their health. The plant grows as a vigorous perennial in mild climates with large, attractive leaves that can be harvested regularly. You can use them for juice tea or cooking in your urban European garden, with some protection in winter. Ashitaba is the plant that the cutting edge of science is now studying, but that islanders have been eating for generations. It is not mainstream yet, but if the research continues, you could already have it growing in your garden by then. Plant 20 is matcha, the green tea that offers a range of studied compounds for daily use. Here we are at number 20, the plant I saved for last, because it represents much of what we have covered. Matcha, stone-ground, shade-grown green tea, might be one of the most studied for potential benefits. Camellia sinensis, when shade-grown and ground into matcha, produces a concentration of catechins, particularly EGCG. Thousands of studies have investigated EGCG for its effects on cellular health, metabolic function, and more. Japanese populations that consume green tea daily consistently show better health outcomes in large-scale studies. But matcha goes beyond regular green tea because you are consuming the whole leaf, not just a brew. That means you get the full spectrum of compounds, fiber, and chlorophyll that steeping alone leaves behind. For the gardening connection, Camellia sinensis is an evergreen shrub that grows in many temperate climates across Europe. You can grow your own tea plants, shade them before harvest to boost content, and process the leaves yourself. It is a long-term project, but it connects you directly to this tradition in a sustainable way. Matcha has been at the center of Japanese tea ceremony for over 800 years, and it offers daily support. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you have learned something practical about plants for your garden. Japan's approach to longevity is not hidden in clinics, but growing in gardens, sold in markets, and simmered in kitchens. These 20 plants are legitimate options that real people eat every day in a country with high life expectancy. So here's what I suggest you do. Like the video if it gave you ideas for your own urban space. Drop a comment below and tell me which Japanese plant surprised you the most. For growing here in Europe, are you thinking of trying shiso in a pot, or sweet potatoes in your allotment, or perhaps matcha from your own shrubs? I read every comment and I enjoy hearing from you about your gardening experiences. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button and turn on notifications. We post new videos every week, exploring the most useful plants for sustainable urban gardening in Europe. We connect ancient food wisdom with modern science and help you grow a healthier life right in your own backyard or balcony. Remember, sometimes the most practical support is not in a pharmacy, but in a bowl of soup or a sweet potato from your garden. The Japanese have known this for 1,000 years, and now you can try it sustainably in your European home too.